Okay, Bull Expo is going very well so far. Seems like a lot of people here. It's going to be a great day.
Yep, place has been open for about an hour now, and we beautified the set a little bit on this one. We have Steve Jaros with us on this one. As we found out, Steve has just gotten a promotion to the regional account executive.
And who else
with
we have
Classic
here?
Products, and we have Sarah French, the apparel manager, who got us our lovely shirts.
You guys look great in them too. Absolutely great.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
So, yeah, we had several comments yesterday. We were walking down from the hotel, and a couple of ladies in the cars, hey, you guys look great. But we didn't have time to pursue it any. So
That's a bummer.
Yeah, but we're here today.
It was the shirt.
It was.
Had to be
sure
the
it was.
shirts. So we got the apparel.
We do.
Apparel's kind of doing a comeback in the bowling industry nowadays.
It's making a huge comeback in the bowling industry. It's becoming the new way to market your center. We're doing a ton of team shirts, like probably about 20% more than we've done in the past 5 years, which is huge. It's huge for the sport. It's huge for sponsors. It's huge for awareness of what's going on. It's a really good thing.
And looking at you two, you got the sublimated shirts, they call them, which I can never remember, but I remembered it at that time. So how does it work? What can people get on them?
This is a deal with sublimation. It's a billboard. You can put absolutely anything on it. It's like starting with a white piece of paper, and as you can see, our shirts are graffitied all over the place. We just took paint splatters and made it our own, and anyone can do that. We have our own custom line of sublimation, so you can go to Classic Products to get a team shirt, to get a corporate shirt, to do anything for outings or anything that you could possibly imagine in the bowling center.
And I think that in bowling leagues, the bowling shirts are coming back. People are starting
Definitely.
to want them as a team like it was years ago. Back in the day, they always say the 70s, the 80s, all teams have, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I remember growing up, that was a big thing. The hardest part of the year is trying to figure out what we were going to wear. And I think it's making a big comeback now because they're getting to be a lot more fun. It's a lot more modern, so people feel a lot better when they come in wearing them. It's not just, boring shirts from the 60s, although back then those were good, But now this is the new way, and it's really exciting. You walk into the centers, and it just brings a lot more color into it.
Yeah, when you go to baseball and football games, you always see fans with the team players' names and all that on there. And now you're seeing companies that are being able to sell the heroes bowling shirts, and they can wear a Pete Weber or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's a big market. I mean, you see a lot of the players. I mean, how many people do you see walking around wearing a Derek Jeter jersey? And they're trying to go that route, and something that's individualized to the players. It helps people identify with them, and it does create a market.
Yeah, being in Tampa Bay, we see a lot of Derek Jeter shirts in Tropicana Field. Not that we want to see them, but they're there.
Yeah, we see them in Chicago too. So,
so Steve, decent year out on tour this year. Not as super, maybe as noteworthy last year, coming in second place to Tom Hess, but.
Well, I mean, it's one of these things. The last couple of years on tour have been changing a little bit. Not as many long trips where I'm gone for many weeks. That definitely created the opportunity to get with Classic Products and kind of start transitioning my career into a different direction, something that's going to be stable and hopefully a long time to be with. So, for me, my role on tour, I think, is a lot more part-time. I'm going to be able to pick and choose a lot more of the tournaments. And, the schedule that they've come up with makes it easier to do that. But honestly, the way the accounts have been going with me and the way the job has been going, it's been growing. And I really see a good opportunity there and good potential for growth. And, I got to focus on what's best for everybody.
How important is it, Sarah, to have someone like a Steve working for your company, promoting Classic and bowlinggifts.com and the whole avenue of everything you guys offer?
I am so glad that you asked that, because I think Steve has kind of started a trend, and you're going to see more professional bowlers step into somewhat more of a stable role, and we landed Steve right off the bat, which was huge for us because we got the cream of the crop and the best pick right away. He fits great with our customers. He fits great with our company style and the way that we like to facilitate into the bowling industry, and we really like to be an active participant, and Steve is great for that.
You bring up like that is Jason Couch now with Ebonite doing it, Parker Bone doing it with Brunswick.
Correct.
I mean, maybe David Ozio was maybe the originator back with Dexter and now with
Sure.
Atonic. So people like to gravitate towards their heroes.
We're very fortunate.
And the nice guys in the sport, too.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Well, I'm glad you think of it that way. It does really help. I mean, on my side of it, not having a lot of experience on the sales side, it does help when I go into a center. It helps break the ice a little bit because people, first off, some of them are shocked to see me in their center. But at the same time, I mean, it helps develop relationships, and that's really what it's all about. And that's what helps build the business.
And it's not that easy of a job. People may think that, oh, that's a gravy job. A lot of traveling, you have a lot of responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably even more than when you're on a tour.
Well, I mean, fortunately for me, I kind of get the way travel goes. I mean, I've been doing that for over 23 years, competing on the PBA tour. So the travel part of it actually is hard for me to learn. It's the sales side of it that there's a learning curve, and it never ends. It doesn't matter how long you do it, you're never going to learn it all. So, as long as you keep an open mind and keep learning from mistakes that you made and the successes too, and that's how you keep building.
Yeah, so now while you're signing an autograph for them on a picture, you're hoping to get their autograph on a sales order.
Yeah, that's what I charge them. I say, give us an order for a couple thousand, I'll sign it for you. But no, I don't.
And a check. We like checks too.
But it's easy to be able to market a great company like Classic.
It is. I mean, I think I couldn't have picked a better company to work with. I had a pro shop for over 20 years prior to that, and we were a big customer of Classic, and this was before I even had any idea that I'd possibly be working for them. And I saw the customer service side of it, the way they treated our shop, the way they treated us throughout the year, and for me it was an easy move. I mean, it made sense, and it's great. I mean, I really don't think I could have been in a better place.
Yeah, because Classic has really become a assembly of different pro distributors around the country, and you keep building that base. Indiana, Florida, Texas. Any more coming up?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not that you can tell us
Not
about.
that we can tell you about.
And that really helps too, because we can cover so much more of the country that way, and it's not just bowling products. That I'm not just going in there selling bowling balls and bags. I mean, there's so many more products that we cover and that we carry that it's really endless what we can do. It's not necessarily limited to bowling centers.
Yeah, the bowling balls and bags and shoes, that's kind of the pro shop line. But you also have bowlinggifts.com, which is for everybody.
Everybody from the avid bowler at home to the grandma who's bowled her whole life, who wants a gift for her new grandchild. I mean, anything you can possibly imagine, we can do on bowlinggift.com. It's amazing.
And basically that's what it is. A lot of times it's hard to find things for people if they play a specific sport. And what do I get? Right online, there's so many things, instructional, DVDs, you name it, you pretty much have it. And if you don't have it, they don't need it.
That's right. And a lot of times we request for things that we never thought about. And I'll tell you, Bob Gudorf, our vice president, goes and finds them or makes them himself. He will go above and beyond to make sure that if it's bowling and it's out there, we can get it to people because it's that important to them and to us as a company.
Now, what are some of the better selling items in bowlinggifts.com?
Wind chimes. Wind chimes are the biggest seller at bowlinggift.com, and even at state tournaments and regional tournaments and things of that nature, women love bowling wind chimes, and guys pick them up for their families. It's a huge seller.
So we have bowling themed wind chimes?
We do. They have a little ball, bag, and shoes and some pins on the top, and wind chimes hang down and play beautifully. We'll have to get you some, Bill.
Oh, yeah.
And colleges, big. A lot of
Big.
people are alumni and alma maters of places, and you guys can help them out.
We are. We're collegiately licensed with 36 different schools across the country. So we have stainless items and balls and bags and all sorts of stuff to fill that need.
And come Christmas time, holiday season, people may be looking for a little different theme for a tree.
Ornaments.
Hundreds of Christmas ornaments.
Ornaments. We even have people order shoe charms and make lights and strands out of them. Anything that you can imagine around the holiday times, we are packed. Throws, blankets, that's another large item.
Steve, I got to ask you, how old are you right now? I'm sorry.
No, actually, I'll be 47 in August, so a few years away from the senior tour.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because the senior tour now has become what the tour when you first started out is. Because we're over Don Carter's, Jimmy Carter's lanes, and we interviewed Al Mileto, Bob Learn Jr., Brian Goebel,
Yep.
and Walter Ray.
I was looking at some of the results from the senior master, the senior U.S. Open when Amelito won, and just looking at the stepladder show, it looked just like it did when I was watching it on, when I was growing up. I mean, it's pretty cool, and I think that's going to definitely generate a lot more interest in the senior tour. The bad part for me is once we get out there, I'm going to be bowling against the same guys I'm bowling now, and they're tough.
But that's what keeps it interesting. These are the names people know, and as you're saying, it's like watching an ESPN Classic show, only the ball's going a little slower.
A little slower. I don't have the big mustache anymore, so.
How about a website and a phone number if people want to contact you?
A great number is 260-484-2695, and our website is bowlinggift.com.
And if they want to get a hold of you, they ask for?
Sarah French, or they can dial 4 for the apparel division.
And Steve, that's easy to get a hold of you, right?
Absolutely. My cell phone for work is 260-413-9989. I mean, I'll be able to help anybody there. And you go on the website, you can find all of us easily enough, and we're great customer service. We'll get in touch with you.
Good luck, and I love those shirts, and thanks again for our shirts.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now.